What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here, and we have breaking news. News that you need to see tonight. That's why it's coming out so late. Horrific, disgusting news about the racist Nazi party that we know today as the Republican Party, the MAGA party. That same party in Texas willing to bend the knee. Not only have they had the gall to try to take away the rights of all people of color in that state by gerrymandering it to all hell. And by the way, there's going to be explicit lyrics in this one. So if that offends you, turn away now, or I'll put something down there in the timeline to where you can find yourself again. But these people, these disgusting, racist, wannabe slave owners, Make America White Again party, has used the police in yet another way that is absolutely unconscionable, un-American. They have, matter of fact, I'm going to play it for you so you can see for yourself. DC is not the end. This is the plan. This is how they use the police and law enforcement when your whole plan is to subjugate and be the rulers, and none of you are exempt. White, black, doesn't matter. All of us are going to be under the boot of a regime that uses these tactics as a simple way of politics. Watch this.
And where do things in Texas go from here?
Well, it was a real hero's welcome for the Democrats when they returned for the first time in more than 2 weeks. Business is back in the Texas House with dozens of Democrats back on the floor. They walked into the House right behind me to chants and cheers from staff and supporters who have really been pleased with how they were able to stall these maps. They did get a dose of reality, though, once they were on the House floor. More punishments and ways to keep them here in Austin. The Speaker assigning a personal state trooper to each Democrat to make sure that they don't flee the state again. Democrats not pleased with that at all. They say that they are not free to move while they are here in Austin.
Exactly. Yes, YouTube. You see, what's the charge? Whenever you send a police officer after somebody to watch somebody, it's what's the charge? What have they done? These people didn't flee the state. What they did was left like human beings, citizens with a constitutional right to move, to travel. That's their right. They left to break quorum. These are all legal things. The minute that the state can assign you an officer of the law to watch over you, to babysit you, you are a slave. You're a runaway. The police are doing the job they were meant to do since the sheriff's office began, to catch runaway slaves, and they're using them again. And every officer, every one of you that said yes to this is a disgusting pile of crap. Here comes the expletive. You fucking disgusting, inhonorable, dishonorable piece of shit, you. You are a dishonor to your country, your men who were along with you for these rides, your badge, and everything you believe in is false, fake, fabricated. All of you, black, white, Latino, everyone who holds that badge and followed this order will pay the price when all of this bullshit is done. When freedom once again reigns, all of you will pay the price and your name will be in the books. I promise you. You will not get away with your flagrant disobeying of the laws of this land under the name of a badge and a sycophant to an orange god. In Texas, all of them came home today. And you may be asking yourself, what was the point? I did an entire show. I'm just going to show you clips of it that I did with the SOL, Sons of Liberty. I'm going to show you a couple clips of it so you can see for yourself it wasn't all for nothing. They didn't just leave for a publicity stunt. The fight is on, and it meant something. Watch this, and we'll come back and talk about the worst thing, because that's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing about this breaking news. There's something else. Watch this clip and come back. Wait till you hear this. Today, we got to talk about Texas Democrats coming back home to Texas and opening the door to gerrymandering happening again. And well-meaning people have been wondering what was the point. Now, of course, you always have your agitators out there. So just to make sure that we know who we're talking to, this training, this essential training, is not for you fucking MAGA limp dick Nazis, for you fucking MAGA limp dick pedophiles whose wife got dry pussies because you ain't been attracted to her since the day she turned 15 and grew breasts. Not you. You pedophile fuck. You don't belong here. This training is not for you. If I was you, I would be looking after my wife before a drill sergeant come over there and show her how to get it wet again. The other side of manufactured consent is called leadership by example. You see, there was a lot of people in Texas who wanted to speak up, who would love to go to the next version of whatever this fight is going to be, but weren't sure if they had anyone to lead them into that fight, that weren't sure if the Democrats were ever going to fight with them, and they wouldn't want to do it alone. They needed to see it.
We are here today to peacefully protest this blatantly illegal power grab. And I think that this government needs to be reminded what a peaceful protest actually is, because so far, y'all have been treating it like a nuisance that you can just afford to ignore. Representative Hunter earlier was acting like allowing us to testify as some kind of favor that he's doing for us, that we should be grateful for the opportunity for him to ignore us and lie to our faces. To the contrary, you should be grateful to us because we are your lifeline here. You see, a peaceful protest is a warning. The tide going out before the tsunami. An opportunity for you to change course, to stop this redistricting, to respect the law, to respect your constituents, to oppose authoritarianism. Y'all only seem to care what Trump says. He says jump, you say how high. I'm not expecting my words to make your hearts grow 3 sizes today. My purpose here is not to appeal to your morals, because I know that that's futile. I am informing you of the situation that you have put yourselves in, and I am hoping that you are smart enough to act in your own self-interest.
What you see there happened August 7th. This was only 3 or 4 days after the Democratic Party in that state that has been gerrymandered to all hell left. And the outcry that happened because of their leaving was what you saw there. The steel resolve of someone who knows that they're following a leader who will risk the biscuit. They picked up and left. They put something on the line. What you saw there was the beginning of the uprising that would not have been if they didn't leave. So when you ask yourself today, what was it all for? Remember the clip I showed you. They've been motivated. That's correct. It's not for nothing. The fight is on. And there's one more fighter. See, what I didn't tell you about this breaking news in Texas was when the legislature decided to treat these lawmakers like prisoners, like slaves, and have them followed by law enforcement, cops to their homes to watch where they go. Democratic Representative Nicole Collier of Fort Worth remained, saying she would not agree to such monitoring of the legislatures. Because the fight has begun. She is now a prisoner inside the State House. She cannot leave. She cannot go home. She cannot go get food. She is a prisoner inside of the State House. I'm reading here from the Fort Worth report. Republican Representative Charlie Green, a fellow Fort Worth House member who chairs the House Administration Committee that enforces rules and procedures inside the chamber, met with Collier, outlining the limits on her protest. Guerin said Collier told him she would not sign the paper permitting the Department of Public Safety escort. As a result, Guerin said Collier can remain in the chamber or go to her office, but is not permitted to leave the Capitol grounds like a common-day slave. She has been denied her right to move freely, to travel, guaranteed by the Constitution. Not only that, as an elected representative of thousands of people, they believe that they own you. It's not just Collier. Collier is showing you with the fight. And just like I said before in that previous clip, the more they tighten their hand, the more the people will rise, restricting their movement, putting police on them. What's next? The dogs? The hoses? The more they tighten their grip. Thank God for Collier, because now she's showing a type of fight that they weren't ready to have. She's a prisoner in her own state house that she was elected to serve in. The more they tighten that grip, and the more you Democrats fight, I promise you, every one of those officers, those legislators, every one of those demonic, disgusting PD 305s who bend the knee and suck the cock of an orange king will be remembered and written down and will pay the price. Now or later. That's the news for the day.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.